So that is their, so they have, you know, like their original excuse to say, be like, hey queens! Okay, so I can't be too loud because this is where I'm in my fucking neighborhood here, okay. And I am outside because, why the fuck not? It's a beautiful day out. It's probably gonna be one of the most beautiful days of the year. It's 23 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that converts into Fahrenheit. Y'all can do that yourself if you're that intrigued. The leaves are slowly falling and autumn is coming. My favorite time of the year is fall because it just gets me going. Like, I don't know. It's pure inspiration. Pure inspiration just comes from that. From the fall. I'm just gonna put this back up here in case there's any like wind, which is coming right now. So today I wanted to talk about 10 things that annoy a drag queen the most. I haven't made my first performance yet, but from reading these things, I completely agree with them because I get annoyed when I see them on the internet. I mean, I took this from dragenthusiast.blogspot.ca, so I can give all of the copyrights to them. I'll put them in the link. Go check them out. The first thing on my list is the race chasers. If you don't know what that means it's those queens that only care about the queens on RuPaul's Drag Race, trying to get their attention, trying to get their likes, trying to get their follows, recognition from these queens. If you didn't know, there's a lot more drag queens than just RuPaul's Drag Race. Maybe try to educate yourself a bit. Thank you. Getting compared to other queens. So first things first, no two queens are the exact same. So you cannot compare two queens. And everybody's art form is different, so why be so close-minded and say, well, she did that, you're copying her, but actually, we all take inspiration from each other. If you see a bitch that did something real bomb as fuck last week, you're gonna do that, but with a little bit of twist next week. It's a creative cycle. Come on, people. It's art. It's makeup. We're dudes in makeup, like, seriously. The rules of drag, meaning that, I don't know, just these preconceived notions of you need to be tucked all the time. You need to shave your body. You need to look like a female. Like, that's my biggest thing. Like, everybody's like, oh, you want to be a woman? That's why you want to be a drag queen? It's like, no, sorry, bitch. Have you seen Nikki Otov? That's a whole nother story, my little alien boy. Link him in the description too, again, like normal. Everybody has a different creative medium. There's no rules of drag. Queens that get too competitive. If you want to be an individual drag queen, good luck in the drag queen scene because we are all one big community. We all support and love each other and give each other as much help as we possibly can. And if that's not your kind of game, then drag queen scene is not your scene, my queen. Adios. Number 5, the constant bashing of each other, okay? Like I said, you're not gonna do something exactly the way this queen did it. You can't compare Miss Fame and Sharon Needles. Yes, I just used 2 popular queens, but no, I'm not a race chaser. But you cannot, there's just no way you can compare Miss Fame with Sharon Needles. So you can't bash somebody else's art because they have big eyebrows, or they have big lips, or they're not tucked, or they're hairy, or they have a beard, or because some of the most beautiful queens in the world have beards and big penises like Alaska. So let's not act like 15-year-olds and get over it and just accept all of each other's different art forms. The know-it-alls are what I like to call the Heathers of drag queens. Kind of like, I don't know. They're just the mean girls. They're just the mean girls, which brings me into the next one, but the know-it-alls. They think they know every single rule and trick and whistle of drag, and it's like, sorry. Drag is completely made up by the imagination. You cannot, there's no such thing as a drag queen know-it-all because you can never ever know it all. It's just impossible, okay? So get over it. Get over it. Number 7, the mean queens. That is the worst thing you want to do if you are a drag queen, is be a bitch. because nobody's gonna come to your shows. Even if you are talented, nobody's gonna like you. Nobody's gonna pay to come to your shows, and no other queens are gonna like you. But if you're me, none of the other queens are gonna want to perform with you, and they're all gonna leave because they don't want to be in the same club as you. Sorry about it. And that's just what it is. Number 8, lack of unity. I could not stress this earlier in earlier points, because you cannot be an individual in this industry. It's just, there's always someone you're gonna have to be working with, whether it's the audience, or it's another queen on stage, or it's the booking agent, or it's the club itself, or you're always gonna have to be answering to somebody. Number 9, lack of respect towards variety. This is where queens Miss Fame, Sharon Needles, Ginger Minge, all 3 very different queens. We have the supermodel of drag, we have the spookiest queen, the witchiest queen of drag, and then we have the most theatrical queen of drag. We need all these different varieties to have drag queens, because if all the queens in the world were supermodels, that would be pretty fucking boring. If all of the queens in the world were super spooky queen witches, just like Sharon Needles, that would be fucking boring. We need the variety. And drag itself is its own little culture. It's like its little own anti-culture, and it's within a bigger community. It's like where all of the creative rebels come out to play. And if you only had one type of creative rebellion, shit ain't fun. Don't get me twisted. Don't get it twisted. Last but not least, the inevitable mall drag. Now, if you don't know what this is when a bitch literally goes to the mall, buys women's clothing, and wears that out to the club without tampering with it and making it their own. It's fine if you go to the mall to buy women's clothing, but you need to take that and make it your own. You need to rip some stitches, you need to sew some shit together, you need to add some shit here, add some shit there, add some glitter, add some jewels. Whatever it is you have to do to make it your own. As a drag queen, drag is a creative outlet, and you need to be creative. You cannot cut corners in drag. You can't. That is the most annoying thing of drag, is seeing a bitch get on stage wearing real women's clothing without making it their own. Sorry, are you an Ardene's queen, or are you your own queen? If any of you know any queens that are having to deal with any of these, send them this video. Or if you know any queens that do any of these things, send them this video, as a nice way of not having to tell them to stop fucking doing what they're doing. But, until next time, keep it fresh, keep it fab, and have a great day, you guys.